little love goes a long way. So I'm going within today. I'm going within today. You're in my mind, I'ma be okay. A little love goes a long way. So I'm going within today.
Hello, and welcome to the Going Within podcast. I am your host, Sheena C, and today's episode is about the illusion of control. And before we begin, I would like you to take a moment to settle into this space. If you can, gently close your eyes, or you can simply soften your gaze. I would like you to take a slow breath in and slowly release it. Allow your shoulders to relax. Release the tension from your body. Let yourself arrive. There is nothing you need to fix right now, nothing you need to figure out, just this moment. Take another breath. And as you exhale, let go of the need to control. Let go of the need to know. And let go of the need to hold everything together. Just be here, because sometimes peace begins when we loosen our grip. And when you're ready, let's go within. Okay, so you're listening to the Going Within podcast. I'm your host, Sheena C. This podcast is about self-awareness, healing, and learning to trust your inner voice. In today's episode, we're talking about something that many of us hold on to so tightly I cannot stress it enough. That is control. More specifically, the illusion of control. Because the truth is, honestly, we often try to control things, to feel safe. We try to control different outcomes, scenarios. We try to control people, situations, even our own emotions we try to control, right? But the thing is, sometimes what control does, it creates more stress than peace. And in this episode, we'll explore a few things. We'll explore why we try to control everything, how control is connected to fear, and also what happens when we release control, and how letting go creates inner peace. So, let's begin. Jumping right to it. Why we try to control everything. Control often comes from a desire to feel safe, like I said. And when we begin to feel uncertain, or we are faced with uncertainty, what we do as humans is we try to manage everything around us, right? That's naturally what we do. We plan ahead, okay? We overthink things. I know, I'm raising my hand. I can tell you, I'm an overthinker. We try to predict outcomes, right? And we do this because uncertainty can feel very uncomfortable. Here's that word again, uncomfortability. Oh my goodness. Control gives us the illusion of certainty. Are you with me? Stay with me. It makes us feel like we know what's coming. It makes us feel prepared, right? We're prepare. But life doesn't always follow plans. That's the truth. That's a fact. And when things don't go as we expect it to, right? We feel very frustrated. The frustration comes. It overwhelms us. We become so anxious and uneasy because control what control does, it creates expectations. And guess what expectation does? It creates tension. Okay? And that's something that we don't want, is the tension. Now, control is often rooted in fear. Tell me that's not true. Tell me. It is. It is very often rooted in fear. I don't care what nobody says. Okay? Because we have the fear of unknown. We don't know what's about to happen. We don't know what's going on. We don't know. The unknown, okay? We fear change, like I spoke about in the last episode. We fear loss of a family member, loss of a loved one, loss of something materialistic. And we also fear disappointment and even rejection. You know, in the dating scene today, there's so many horrible reports about people not being able to handle rejection. And that's a fear. Okay? And what happens is when we are afraid, we try to hold on to things so tightly. Like we're not willing to loosen that grip at all. We want to hold on. But the fact of the matter is, the tighter that we hold, the more pressure we create. That's a fact. Sometimes we try to control people, the people that are around us. You know, we want them to behave a certain way. Stop acting like that. Act like this. We want them to understand us. Understand me. Understand me. You need to understand me now. You know, we want them to meet our expectations. You are not the person that I want you to be. But we simply cannot control others. Okay? We cannot control other people. And trying to do so will create frustration because people are not meant to be controlled. Neither is life. Neither is life. Okay? And now, because we are holding on so tightly to this control, we now become exhausted. Okay? It's very exhausting to try and control everything because we're constantly thinking, we're constantly planning something, we're constantly worrying. Oh my God, is this going to turn out the way that I want it to? Blah, blah, blah. You know, constantly. It drains your energy, period. It creates tension in your body and it keeps your mind super busy. And often it prevents you from being present. When you try to control the future, you miss the present moment. Okay? And guess what? The present moment is where peace lives. So now we're at a point where it's time to let go. Because now you want to get out of that state of being. You want to get rid of all that tension. You want to be more still and peaceful and calm. So the only way that that is achieved is to let go. It's to let go of control. Okay? And the thing about letting go of the control is that it doesn't necessarily mean that you're giving up per se. Okay? It just means that what you're doing is you're shifting from the control or the need to control to allowing. Okay? Allowing things to unfold. Allowing life to flow. Allowing yourself to adapt. Okay? When you release control, you create space for flexibility so that you become more open and you become more calm, and then you begin to trust. right? And the thing about life, okay, life is always changing. And when we begin to accept this truth, we begin to feel lighter. So now instead of resisting, we are adapting. Instead of forcing things, we are now allowing things. And trusting life doesn't mean that everything will be perfect and in order. It just means that you trust yourself to handle whatever it is that may come. Okay? And this is where true peace begins. That is exactly where true peace begins. By trusting yourself and just allowing things to flow and to just handle whatever comes. Let it go. Like Elsa said in Frozen, let it go, let it go. You know, let it go. Let it go. Now, control keeps you in the future, right? It keeps you in the future. And presence keeps you in the moment. I'm going to say that again. Control keeps you in the future, but presence keeps you in the moment. And what happens is when you're present, you're not focused or worried about everything that might happen. Right? You're simply here. You're in the moment, in the now. And in this moment, you can breathe. In this moment, you can relax. In this moment, you can just be. Just be. Right? Letting go of control it's a process. You start small, and then you notice when you're overthinking. You notice when you're trying to force certain outcomes to happen. And then you're like, okay. And then you pause. You pause and you take a breath and you ask yourself, can I allow this instead? Can I trust this moment right here, right now? And over time, what's going to happen is you will begin to loosen up your grip. Okay? And then when you loosen your grip, that's when peace enters. That's when peace comes. So, for today's segment, let's take a moment together to reflect. And you think, where in your life are you holding tightly to whatever it is? What are you trying to control? What is it? Is it a situation? Is it a relationship? Is it a certain outcome? Ask yourself gently and lovingly, what would it feel like to loosen my grip? Even just a little bit. What would it feel like to trust? Because there's no need to force anything. You just notice. Awareness is the very beginning of that process. When you become aware. Okay? And control may feel safe, right? You've been doing it for so long, so many years, most of your life, whatever the case may be. It might feel very, very safe. But peace often comes from learning to let go. Peace often comes from letting go. Simple, period. Okay? And this week, I would like you to try something simple. I would like you to notice when you're trying to control. And then I would like you to pause. And then after you pause, I'd like you to take a breath, okay? Because you want to calm your nervous system down. Calm it down. Bring it down, baby. Bring it down. Okay? And then just allow. Just allow. And you may discover that life flows way more easily when you learn to trust. When you trust, life flows way more easily. Okay? And that's it for today. I want to thank you for spending this time with yourself. If something resonated today in this episode, I want you to sit with it. You don't need all the answers right now, just your honesty with yourself. And until next time, keep going within. Thank you. I love you. Namaste. Ciao.
I'm going within today. You're in my mind, I'ma be okay. A little love goes a long way. So I'm going within today. I'm going within today. You're in my mind, I'ma be okay. A little love goes a long way.